Hi, my name is Vareen Baggett, and my narrative starts without me. My great grandfather, a poverty stricken potter, moved from India to a place he knew nothing about. Aiming for South Africa, he ended up in Zimbabwe and started a life that changed the fate of his family forever. My grandfather grew up to become one of the first non white surgeons in Zimbabwe, and he married my grandmother, a nurse, one of two women in the Indian community with an official profession. The caste system in India, which still affects many people today in their decision on who they can and cannot marry, didn't seem a problem to my grandparents back in their day, which prompted my father to do the same. And as a result, there's me, someone who isn't afraid to take the road less traveled. Growing up in Zimbabwe, I learned how blessed I was to live the way I did. The constant reminders of children at the traffic lights asking for money, or at school in 2008 in the hyperinflation when kids would come to school with no lunch, or even worse, I saw some of my friends leave the classroom and never return. So we always found a way to give back to this community that had given us so much, whether it was through giving toys to children's hospitals or old clothes, creating care packages for old age homes to give on Christmas, and now we even support an orphanage. In Zimbabwe, you always have to make a plan. When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, and you candy the peels, and then you sell both, and then you keep the seeds and grow more. I grew up watching my father and many around me come up with creative solutions to stay afloat in an economy that was dying. So naturally, that creativity found its way down to me. But it expressed itself a little bit differently. I found mine through fashion. I loved clothes. We traveled a lot when I was younger, and I loved mixing fashions from wherever we had been, putting in lessons that I had learned in terms of fashion, and also just thinking of who I wanted to be when I grow up and would dress like that. So, when I joined Model United Nations in high school, I found a passion for global politics as well, and then married those and loved expressing my political opinion through fashion. So, when I came to UNC Chapel Hill, I married those passions once more. I am now majoring in advertising and PR, as well as a minor in politics, philosophy, and economics. And this all would not have been possible if my great grandfather had just decided to stay in India. After graduation, I hope to be admitted into a 2-year fashion design course out of the Fashion Institute of Technology, which hopefully I will spend the first year in Milan and the second year in New York. And after that, I'd start my own fashion brand out of Zimbabwe, which would support the cause of providing higher education to children in Zimbabwe, mostly in rural areas. If my plan A doesn't work out, my plan B would be to work for an advertising agency or in-house advertising for a fashion brand, and hopefully take online courses along the way in fashion design, and then eventually get back to my dream of starting my own fashion brand based out of Zimbabwe.